Okay, so 2 weeks in July, I had this opportunity to go to la Cote d'Ivoire in Western Africa as a volunteer videographer. This group called the Regional Council of Morano invited me to come check out the region. They took me on this road trip all around to see the development issues in Morano. So I got to see how the real people in Western Africa live. So I realized, hey, this is an opportunity most white people or tourists don't get. I get to go deep into the villages and really see the culture, the people, the economies of how these people live. So I thought this would be a prime chance to ask around a bit and explore the awareness of Bitcoin and blockchain technologies in Western Africa, because everyone's always fucking talking about, hey, let's bring Bitcoin to Africa. We always hear the crypto folks speak about these protocols changing the world and supporting developing nations. But it's really hard to fathom these things before you experience the place itself and how it works. I thought, hey, I have to do some exploration. Now, I'm not like a crazy journalist. This is just my basic exploration, and what follows is the conclusions I draw. So we home based in the small city of Mbato, and from there we went all around to different villages, big and small, of all different economy types. One thing that was hard to miss in all these places, cities, villages, was the money transfer industry. A service to send money via cell phone credit from cell phone to cell phone. Now there's Orange Money, Move Money, MTN, based on all the different mobile networks, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So when we were in the deepest village, I thought, hey, I'm gonna start asking some questions. And I asked about the money transfer, because I thought, hey, that's a good segue into Bitcoin. And I received a much different answer than I expected.
Depuis même le village est créé là, on a problème de réseau mobile. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, on n'arrive pas à communiquer. Souvent, nous sommes obligés de monter sur la montagne pour pouvoir accéder au réseau.
So that was that. In these remote places, they don't even have cell phone reception. They have to like go far away to make it happen. So okay, wow. Then in a more or less remote area, I got a different answer.
Envoyer ou recevoir l'argent avec...
Oui, je reçois de l'argent par Move Money, Orange Money et MTN Money.
Et comment ça marche?
Donc, il suffit de taper le code secret et une fois que tu as reçu le dépôt, tu tapes le code secret, tu vas à l'agence, tu retires.
Comme si je t'envoie 100 francs,
ouais.
Combien tu reçois?
Bon, si vous m'envoyez soit 100 000, et il y a les frais. Il y a les frais de dépôt qui coûtent 500 francs. 500 francs. Et je reçois, si la personne a mis les 500 francs sur le compte, et je reçois simplement les 100 000. Mais s'il n'a pas mis les 500 francs dessus, moi-même je paye 500 francs et je retire mes 100 000.
Okay. So after some quick calculations from the Orange Money Transfer website, we find that if you're transferring the minimum, your fee could be as high as 25% or as low as 0.4%. If you're withdrawing money, your fee could be as high as 75% or as low as 1.5%.
So that was where I started with the money transfer. Then I thought, okay, these people seem to have smartphones and they use them. So what do they think of it? What's their awareness of this technology?
Quel modèle de portable?
Nokia.
Nokia?
Oui.
Il peut faire quoi?
Bon, il peut prendre des photos, connexion Internet. Voilà. Avec l'Internet, on peut faire des recherches sur des documentaires. Et on va aussi sur Facebook. Voilà, rencontrer des amis.
Soon I had a real-life meeting with the organization that had invited me there to make video. And in this meeting, we all kind of caught up, and we all shared the mission and what I was there doing and their goals, blah, blah, blah. So I thought it was a good opportunity to use my decent but very rarely used French to ask about new technologies and see if they had any plans on using any of this for validation, for confirmations of money.
J'ai une question pour vous. Aux États-Unis et ailleurs, c'est une histoire connue dans beaucoup de parties du monde. Quand il y a de l'aide, de l'argent ne va pas au projet qu'il faut. Donc, je suis curieux s'il y a des nouvelles moyens ou technologies que vous utilisez pour assurer l'argent.
L'argent va aller à la population.
Oui.
So not that they necessarily understood my butchered French, but I figured the word technology would trigger the right response if someone in that room had heard of Bitcoin or blockchain or distributed ledger and was working with some NGO or something. But no, they weren't. Not a mention. Instead, they actually continued to offer claims of their accountability and honesty one at a time after that. I didn't doubt them for a second, but it made me think like, wow, is that all we have as humans? Words? Like, no, you can trust us. And I guess we have media, right? Which is why I was there. But that's all we have. And this is where the blockchain is important. But more on that later. So back in the small city of Mbato, I decided to ask one of the actual people that does the money transfer, see what they thought of it, how it worked as a job, what money they made.
Oui, oui.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Orange Money, c'est pour transférer de l'argent à quelqu'un. La personne vient, on lui donne le numéro et on tape le code dièse 144 étoile, code secret dièse, et puis il suffit de taper tout ça là. Il valide et puis nous on reçoit le message et puis on lui donne de l'argent.
C'est l'argent ou
Oui.
c'est le crédit?
Non, c'est l'argent d'unité. De l'argent en espèces, oui, en espèces.
Et ça vient
De la poche, de nos poches.
Ouais.
Voilà.
Combien que tu gagnes chaque transaction?
À partir de 5 000, c'est 10 francs. De 100 000, c'est 200, c'est 500.
Et combien est-ce que Orange gagne?
Bon, Orange, bon, si tu fais 100 000, Orange a 1500. Nous, on a 500 francs. Oui. Le téléphone que nous prenons pour travailler, c'est ça.
Ça marche?
Oui, ça marche.
Oui. Ok. Je peux pas un smartphone.
Bon, ça aussi, on peut prendre pour travailler. Oui.
And then I asked the $2,654 pre-hard fork question.
Est-ce que vous connaissez Bitcoin?
Non,
No, pas du tout. La
Oui, oui.
crypto-monnaie?
non, on ne connaît pas ça.
Okay.
So with that, we headed back to the main city, the main economic capital of Abidjan. And I figured, okay, in the city, they've got to know about it, right? So I went looking online, and it was a shit show. A lot, if not all of the pages were catered towards scamming newcomers into get-rich-quick schemes using the mystical Bitcoin. The price was so low that it was either plain out scam or the pages were just really outdated. But what was interesting is they accepted the orange money transfer for Bitcoin. So it's clearly a way that people transfer money. And then suddenly one afternoon, I saw the Bitcoin logo on one of the money transfer sign places, and I flipped out. So I went in, they weren't into the camera thing or they didn't understand me trying to ask. I wanted to be respectful. So I decided to exchange some Bitcoin for $20 worth of the local currency so I could buy some souvenirs or whatever. Mainly just for this video, I wanted to do it. So the woman sent me an SMS and there was a Bitcoin wallet address in the SMS, and so I copy and pasted it over to Coinbase and I sent the money over. And I asked, like, hey, do many people use the Bitcoin service? And she said, yeah, totally, all the time. I'm like, locals, foreigners? She's like, both. And so I don't know if she was just like fucking with me or giving me an honest answer or didn't care because it was someone else with the Bitcoin, not her. So I checked out the address of the recipient and yeah, there's something like 1,200 Bitcoin received and sent on there. So apparently they're doing something, whether they're trading or taking it from locals or me. So 30 minutes later, I had to leave. I had a plane to catch later that day and I had more to do with the video project. So I said, hey, what do we do? And she said, well, I can't give it to you till it's confirmed, but we can send it to you with orange money as soon as it's confirmed. So I said, really? They're like, yeah. So they said they would send the 11,000 francs via orange money, one of the mobile transfer services, as soon as it confirmed. And I just laughed because it was so ironic that the Bitcoin was too slow. So I kept refreshing Coinbase on my phone throughout the day. 4 hours later, still pending. So what happened, right? Well, for starters, you know, it was July 28th, just a few days before the fated August 1st hard forking. And high volume, high traffic of everything going on Bitcoin. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I can't blame Bitcoin for that. That would not be fair at all. Second off, I was using Coinbase, which has also been known to have some issues as a centralized entity when there's a high volume. So could have been Coinbase, though I don't want to blame Coinbase either. There's just another possible factor involved. Bitcoin is like the gold standard of crypto, right? So it was 99 cents or 0.0003741 Bitcoin in transaction fees at the time. But it would have cost only like 10 cents locally to do it with the money transfer. And it probably would have been equally low with Ether. And it also took forever as Bitcoin. And as a Bitcoin transaction, like we said, it took forever. Even if it wasn't before the hard fork, it still takes a while. Had they accepted Litecoin or Dash, perhaps the transaction would have confirmed within minutes. So what did I learn overall on this mission? Well, lesson one. I don't think we're in any sort of condition at all to send any kind of cryptocurrency before a hard fork. Before the hard fork, there's lots of transactions. I think I read somewhere once that Facebook has something like, 900,000 transactions per second. And by transactions, I mean good. And I don't think Ethereum can handle that. I don't think any blockchain is capable of handling that. So regardless of a hard fork, there's, high volume needs to be figured the fuck out, man. And lesson two, perhaps more importantly, beyond just the technology side of things, it's going to be a long way to go before this can be a reality in places like Western Africa, even for something as simple as money transfer. If these remote villages don't have cell reception, and other local economies can never even afford a $1 transaction fee with Bitcoin, not to mention the person in the middle is making some money. And like I said, everyone has a money transfer station. So it seems to be a kind of crucial part of their economy in these villages. They're already impoverished, and if they rely on these 10 francs here and there, 100 francs here and there as their kind of bonus for being the middleman in the centralized entity to the people trying to get money, then if you give them an app that does it for almost nothing, then a lot of these people aren't making money anymore. So there needs to be a discussion around that, how is that replaced? Now, I don't know if that's a huge part of someone's income, but it obviously is something. So I don't think it should be discounted. So yeah, there's a reason these current available options are what people use, and that's because it's functional. Drawbacks, of course, include the fact that these options are centralized entities with all the inherent drawbacks of having servers. And there's registration that's required. Unless you want to pay an exorbitant fee, you have to register, and normally you can be anonymous or pseudonymous with the blockchain technologies. With the distributed ledgers or decentralized systems, you could normally be anonymous or pseudonymous. So it all may seem simple on the surface from a big vision picture, crypto can change the world, decentralized systems, yeah. But we have a long way to go, and I think we need a bridge. From the crypto world to the real world, there needs to be something in between, and I personally believe this to be education. Real-life workshops where as soon as we have functional user experience models of these applications, we go teach the new generation. We teach the kids, we teach the teenagers, the young adults, hey, here's what we can do with this. Not only with transferring money, but with earning royalties or income on a creative project that you contribute to with your limited resources because you can collaborate with someone on the other side of the planet. Something like this. I really think education is the key. And we're gonna have a lot of blockchains, obviously. For money transfers, you want a quick one that's cheap. For other projects, maybe you want different functionality, I don't know. But I think it's clear we're gonna have different blockchains for different purposes. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I have a nonprofit called PRCPTION Travel, and we have this new endeavor we're calling Perceptron 2020, where we're actually gonna go do these workshops and teach kids all about this new paradigm of technology using creativity and fun, like music and volunteers. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned on the website. And we're gonna have an IDO soon, an initial donation offering, and you can be a part of it in some form. So aloha, take it easy, and thanks for watching. Almok,